question. Do you have a Destiny credit card and it's charged off? Let me show you what to do to knock them out, to get that account removed from your credit report so you don't got to wait 7 long years. So life might have happened. You got that Destiny credit card, but you don't got to wait 7 years for it to fall off your credit report because I'm going to break it down, right? So if you have this specific credit card on your credit report, right, you don't got to wait. Because according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, there are things that Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax have to follow. And yes, they don't really follow the laws all the time. But if you pinpoint it and continue being consistent, you'll eventually knock them out, right? So let's just say, for an example, right, you have this specific credit card, right? As you can see right here, this Destiny credit card, it got removed. As you can see, got removed off all 3 credit reports, right? But if you look at, let's just say, your credit report, 9 times out of 10, the open date, date last active, date of last payment, payment history, a lot of things is going to be inconsistent on your credit report with the specific account. But what happens is when you send a letter in, they say everything is verified, or they'll say, hey, you sound like a credit repair company, or they'll say we need more verification. And they'll send these letters to you to make you give up, stop the process, think twice about sending the letter in, whatever the case may be. They'll send different things to you to make you stop disputing, right? But I'm here to tell you, continue sending that letter round after round after round until it comes off, until you knock them out, all right? This account is not showing maximum possible accuracy. According to 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, and any other consumer report agency that reports information on you, they have to assure maximum possible accuracy according to the law, right? But most importantly, the open date, like all that stuff is going to be inconsistent, and you're going to be able to leverage to get the account removed from your report. So how do you create your letter? How do you send a letter to Experian, to TransUnion, to Equifax? Now you want to send a letter based off of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, based off of the details that's provided on your credit report, okay? So here's the letter that we created when we sent off this specific round. So you're not going to have this specific format, right? We're using Dispute Fox, we're using this, but like I said, I do things a little bit different. I add things to get the account removed off the credit report based off of the law. So, and they create a format of, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is inconsistent. And they just highlight different things, all right? And it costs money for that specific Dispute Fox, costs a lot monthly, right? So I'm going to show you how to do it for free to create your unique letter based on your credit. So this is the letter that, we created, and then we just, like I said before, this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy. According to 15 U.S.C. 1681 EB, the open date last active is not accurate. Delete account immediately for violation of this specific law, right? Simple. That's how you want to create your letters. Just, hey, this account is not showing maximum possible accuracy. Delete this account for violation of this, all right? And then what's going to happen is eventually you're going to get some accounts removed, and then some accounts are going to be verified, modified, updated, whatever the case, whatever they say. But when you compare your reports, you're going to see that they didn't modify, they didn't update, they didn't fix nothing, right? And then what we got to do is be consistent month after month after month until we get the account removed from your credit report. But let me tell you, you don't need all 3 credit scores to get the thing that you want. Let's just say you want a car. You don't need a perfect credit score on Experian, TransUnion, Equifax to get a car loan, right? You don't need all 3 credit scores to get a credit card. You don't need all 3 credit scores to get business credit. All right, you do need all 3 credit scores to get a house, but you don't need to have perfect credit score to get a house, right? It's based off of income, it's based off of debt to income ratio, it's based off of different things when it comes to a house. But yes, you need okay credit to get qualified for a house. But for the other things, you don't need all 3 credit scores to be perfect. You just need to have 1 credit score because there are banks that only pull from 1 specific credit bureau, all right? So just understand that once you get one of your credit scores up, then just go to that bank that pull from that specific credit bureau, leverage it correctly, don't over leverage, all right? And then you're going to be in a good spot. So with this specific account, you're just going to send a letter certified, right? Make sure you send it certified because they throw away mail. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, they have stuff that say, hey, we throw away letters, or they found out they throw away letters. They don't do a real investigation. And another thing you can do is certify with return receipt, right? When you go to the post office, right? Just make sure you add 2 to 3 forms of identifications, driver's license, proof of residency, social security card, and then send it certified with return receipt or send it certified with tracking, and then ensure that Experian, TransUnion, Equifax got your letter. It's going to cost money to do this, okay? Wait for it to come back. Some of your accounts gonna come back verified, right? Updated, modified, whatever the case may be. But the law you want to use next is based off of this right here. So 15 USC 1681I, right? I'm gonna show you how to create that specific letter here in a second. And then you'll click on this, and then you'll click on subject to, 15 USC 1681I, procedure in case of disputed accuracy. And then you'll go down to number 7, right? And this is what's supposed to happen this is what you're supposed to do next when your accounts come back verified. So, description of reinvestigation procedure, right? A consumer reporting agency shall provide to a consumer, which is you, a description referred to in paragraph 6B3 by no later than 15 days after receiving a request from the consumer for that description. So, what is 6B3, right? So, go up to number 6 and show you how to, use the laws, right? 6B and then number 3, right? Or I'll say 3. A notice that if requested by the consumer, a description of the procedure used to determine the accuracy and completeness of the information shall be provided to the consumer by the agency, including the business name and address of any furnisher of information contacted in connection with such information and a telephone number of such furniture if reasonably available, right? If your stuff come back to verified, right, you can basically create a letter based on this law. And what they're supposed to do is provide you the description of how they verified that specific account, right? The things that they use to verify that account, and they're supposed to provide it to you within no later than 15 days from the time they received the letter. But let me be clear to you, they're not gonna do it, all right? So now, hey, you got this law, you got this law, they violate this law, this specific law. So what do you do next? You just create another letter basically talking about all the different laws that they violated. But even though you tell them that, hey, they violate this law, this law, this law, it's not going to be, just because you use these specific laws, it's going to come off your credit report, all right? You just got to be consistent with sending in letter after letter, and then eventually you're going to be able to knock them out. So use the specific laws, follow it, don't deviate. You're going to hear a lot of information until you do all these different things. Fair Credit Reporting Act, use the laws, leverage it, help you get the account removed from your report, all right? How do you leverage AI, artificial intelligence? How do you create the letter like I just showed you? Artificial intelligence is now here, and you can use that to create the letters, right? That's based off of your credit report that's unique to you. You don't have to have all these template letters. You can create a letter based off of your unique situation, your scenario, your credit report, the details on your account, right? So based on the analysis, right? So how you get the analysis is when you go to Identity IQ, right? You log into your credit report, you download that credit report, save it to your computer, and you're gonna upload it right here. Here's a thing that you can attach the document, right? And then based off that, you're gonna copy this, and then based on the analysis, please generate 3 professional dispute letters addressed to each credit bureau, right? Be dated with the current date, include this. Number 3, reference these specific laws. 4, list disputed items from the credit report, right? For each disputed item, include this specific statement. Number 6, right? Format the letter with clear tables. Number 7, include comments for remarks in the letter with closing statement. Number 9, do this, right? And then bam, it's going to create your letter based off of your credit report, which is unique, right? So here's the current date. It's going to create this. It's going to have the account name, account number. It's going to break down the violations. This is going to show that, hey, this is inaccurate, right? And it's going to come up with, hey, what's the request? Delete this account immediately for violation of this specific law, right? It's going to generate multiple accounts, formats like this. On a letter, you probably have like 10 to 15 pages that you got to print out, depending on how many negative accounts is on your report. Print that letter off, add 3 forms of identification, then you send that in certified with, return receipt, go to the post office, and then you wait. And then you'll see some of your accounts get removed, some of them not, but you just got to be consistent with it. Another thing that we forget about, paying down our debt, taking care of that utilization, getting it down to 0, and then you're going to see your credit score improve, and then eventually you're going to have the credit score you want. Now, if you don't have time to do none of this, I understand, right? Your time, life, work, whatever the case may be. That's why me and my team, we created a done for you service. And the good thing about this done for you service, you don't have to pay, right? If we don't get you no results. Think I'm crazy? Check it out. Link is in the description. Can't make it any better than that. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments, drop it in the description. I got you. Just want to help you knock credit bureaus out.